Y-
We like to kick it on a laid back vibe. Smoke a little, drink a little, party all night. Look up and see all the stars in the sky. Yeah, that's my kind of night. Now I ain't saying that it ain't going down in the city, cause I've been there when they turn it up. But if you need to unwound, slow down, come on out to my town, cause I know they don't do it like we do it in the country. Boot stomping, beer drinking country, slanging mud off a big truck country. If you ever get tired of them big city lights, just catch your ride out to the country. Cut off trees and bare feet country. Drop a tailgate, build a bonfire kind of country. Go on and kick it where you want, but I bet they don't do it like we do it in the country.
No, they don't do it like we do it in the country. It's something. Catch you sitting out on the tailgate with some BG bumping. All them places that they don't go. We just ride around on them dirt roads. That Chevrolet stay skint back while I'm dodging all of them potholes. We ride slow, windows down, pulling up to that rowdy crowd. Bonfire got country girls, got plenty drinks, so it's on now. That good smoke, that good shine, that recipe for a good time. So hop up in my truck and let's ride.
Like we do it in the country. Boot stomping, beer drinking country, slanging mud off a big truck country. If you ever get tired of them big city lights, just catch your ride out to the country. Cut off trees and bare feet country. Drop a tailgate, build a bonfire kind of country. Go on and kick it where you want, but I bet they don't do it like we do it in the country. You ever need to hit reset?
I just push pause,
I know a place.
and I know a way. So come on.
Do it like we do it in the country. Boot stomping, beer drinking country, slanging mud off a big truck country. If you ever get tired of them big city lights, just get your ride out to the country. Cut off trees and bare feet country. Drop a tailgate, build a bonfire kind of country. Go on and kick it where you want, but I bet they don't do it like we do it in the country. They don't do it like we do it in the country. No, they don't.
What's up, y'all? This is week 32, episode 32 of End Zone Eats, right here at Pro Dreams on Burbank, right next to Walk-Ons, sports memorabilia place, right down the street from Alex Fox Stadium. I could probably if I threw a baseball as far as I could pick it up where it landed and throw it again 3 times and it would be in the stadium. We're that close. On the other side of that is actually tonight Parkview is playing U High.
You bet.
In a baseball game, district championship right down the road. So right here in the Walk-Ons parking lot. Speaking of Walk-Ons, I got the barbecue sauce that I need you to try. And so I went to Walk-Ons and they hooked us up with some boneless wing appetizers so that we could try it on the show in a few. But shout out to Walk-Ons right here in the parking lot. They're going to be supporting the show in a few weeks whenever it slows down for them and it slows down for us. So it'll be great. Tonight we have a special guest, state senator, longtime friend,
Long time.
Mr. Rick Edmonds. He's running for U.S. Congress, and I've known you for probably 25 years.
Most of your life is what it's going to come down to.
For sure. I turned 40 this year. So we just had our 20th high school reunion not too long ago.
Come on, you're making me feel
So,
archaic here. I'm moving into the antique world.
I think when Calgary
Yeah.
came down to play Parkview in a early season tournament is probably close to the first time I saw you, but that was quite some time
That's a
ago.
while ago. Yeah.
It was.
You know, I can't, when I moved to Baton Rouge in 1988, it was, I worked at Parkview Baptist.
You did.
Yeah, I did. I was there for 7 great years, and now I've got grandchildren there. In fact, you just mentioned Parkview Baptist. They are playing tonight. My grandson, my oldest grandson, 8, and he just got called up on the varsity. He's had an injury, so he just got called. They're very excited. So I don't know if he get to play tonight, but you know.
I don't know. Richie, I've known Richie for a long time.
I just want to remind you, I'm here with your audience tonight instead of watching my grandson play baseball. So make it good.
We'll wrap up
No
quick.
pressure.
They did beat Parkview did beat U High on Tuesday night in the first one.
Yeah.
I heard about that one. I ran into actually a couple Parkview kids at walk-ons picking up the chicken. They're excited, and it's always fun when those two teams get together.
Man, it's great ball. It really is. We got some outstanding, have had Parkview along with others in town, but Parkview has been amazing. Coach Woodruff was the head baseball coach forever. He's a legend.
He is. He's a very long time mentor of mine.
Yeah.
I'm not where I am today without him.
Yep.
I lost my parents 15-ish years ago, and he's been a rock.
Nobody like him, L. Woodruff.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I met him when I came to Parkview. He had it was Al. We said Big Al,
Mhm.
but Ryan, my next son down, I have 4 of them. So
Right.
Al and Ryan were best buds, and
Yeah.
we watched them as we were coaching and driving and doing all the things we did. I coached with him all the middle school football and baseball during that time. And Al and Ryan would,
Shortly after that, I started coaching middle school football and baseball.
well, they'd be up in the stands while where we're working out, whatever we're doing with teams. And here comes Al. He's cut his head on the bleachers, and Ryan's about bruised all up. They just boys being boys all the time. It was great though.
For sure. Who is Rick Edmonds outside of politics?
Well, my grandchildren call me Pops now. It's what happens when you get old. You get different names and all that. So, but I'm Cindy's husband. That's number one.
That's up there.
We're
for
child-
sure.
we're childhood sweethearts. Ever since high school, my dad and her dad were best friends in high school in a little town on the Arkansas-Louisiana border called Plain Dealing.
Mhm.
I have people that ask me and say, "You really are making that up?" And I'm going, "No,
No.
it's really a town." And
It
so
is.
somebody this week, they asked me, they said, "Okay, so what does plain dealing, what does it mean?" And I said, "Well, best I can tell you is that they thought it was a straight shooting. That was where you're going to get your plain deal. It was straight, that was where they were." Cindy's grandfather delivered all the newspapers back in the day. So that's where they grew up. And my dad left Plain Dealing and went to Shreveport and got a job in a factory. And Cindy's dad left and went to Ruston and went to Louisiana Tech. And all the time I was growing up, playing football, baseball, basketball, whatever he was playing, her dad was my umpire in baseball or football official. So my dad never called him, his name was James Barron, but he called him JB, but everybody called him Hawkeye. So he was a great guy. So I had 2 great dads in my life. So you're asking outside of politics? I mean, Cindy and I are connected at the hip.
For sure.
Been together our whole lives. So I would say that's who I am. I hope I'm a father to 4 sons and 4 daughter-in-laws, and I think that's who I am.
I know most of them. When y'all posted that family picture the other day, I was like, I know you. I know most of y'all.
Well, we've got, it's funny. We've taken them ever since the little ones come along, and now they're growing. The oldest Solomon's 16. So, I mean, we're all the way to that point. So we had 4 grandchildren in the same year. 2014, all 4 daughter-in-laws delivered an Edmonds in 2014.
That's crazy.
I mean, and no plan. That just happened. I mean, it's crazy.
Wasn't a plain deal.
It wasn't out of plain deal. Touche.
How'd your background in ministry lead you to politics?
Well, when I was a little boy, I love politics. It's crazy. I was probably, I wasn't even a teenager. and I remember probably 14, probably standing in the state house. We made a trip down here. I think we went to a LSU game at Tulane back when they played it. It was the old Sugar Bowl.
Mhm.
And they said, well, we'll stop at the Capitol. And I walked inside. I walked into this mammoth. If you haven't, for those that haven't been in, it's a real high ceiling.
Mhm.
And I walked in and looked up at it and said, wow, somebody gets to do this. And it just impacted me. So I'd stay up at night. I'd ask my mom, could I stay up at night and watch the presidential elections, and all that kind of stuff. And I did. And I was president of my sophomore class, and I was president of my junior class. My first memorabilia item, since we're in a memorabilia
Absolutely.
area,
Absolutely.
I had Rick Evans pencils that I had made for president of my senior class.
There you
My
go.
I don't know if I still have one, but I gave away pencils. That was my giveaway.
That was
I
your
remember
merch.
those
Oh, and it
things.
worked.
That was your merch.
That was my merch. It was in a very large high school in Shreveport. That's where we grew up. And that long story to say, then I felt called to ministry when I was about 18 years old, and thought, well, I've helped people in their campaigns, and I'd go knock doors or help them put signs up or speak at events. And then I always traveled around Louisiana. Maybe it was about marriage, or it might have been about life, or it could have been about adoption. And I would speak at events that were considered political, but I wasn't running for anything at that time.
Right.
And I came down here and went to work at Louisiana Family Forum. I became vice president, and that put me in the Capitol every day. And I was watching, people vote, and I wasn't a lobbyist, but I was trying to persuade them on family issues, Christian issues, good value issues, for how I thought they ought to vote, or how we thought they ought to vote.
Sure.
And man, I just felt like I was supposed to run for office. So in 2015, I ran for state representative, and there was 5 of us in the race, and I made the runoff, and I had no chance. I had no money, nothing. I mean, we had nothing, and we made it. We made the runoff, and then in the runoff, we got like 54% of the vote and was elected. That was 11 years ago. I served 8 years in the House. Now I've jumped over to the Senate, and this is my 3rd year in the Senate, and it's awesome. I mean, super blessed.
I was actually at the election party when you won that day.
Oh, the first one?
I was.
Oh my gosh,
I was. I helped knock on some doors.
I appreciate it. You got me elected. You're taking credit. I mean, somebody's got to do it, right?
Because I live right down the street from Parkview.
Yeah.
So that was just, I had friends that did it, and I was helping Richie, and
Yeah.
then I remember that. And
Well, Richie knocked doors, and when he was little, when I would help people in campaigns, he probably wasn't 8 years old. We would go down streets and whatnot, and he was always fast, and he's running everywhere we're going, right? And he was running down the street and putting push cards on people's doors and their cars, and that's his political start, So, then when we got into running in 2015, the real door knocker is Cindy. I mean, she's about like her dad, never met a stranger. And I remember the first street we went down, she goes, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I said, yes, you can. And she goes, no, I can't. I'm scared to death. I said, you just walk up. So it wasn't 2 minutes until I was way down the street, and I looked back around.
she's still telling the
Still
story.
talking the same, the
She's
first
telling
door.
the story.
So she got that fear broke away pretty quick. So
If you need door knockers, I think every roofing contractor is a door knocker.
that's true.
In the last 2 weeks, I've had 30 of them at my door.
Oh my gosh.
I wasn't home, but so they knocked it to nobody, but
You need a roof?
I don't.
Okay.
But apparently my neighbor does. they, keep,
Somebody.
they keep coming to my house. But how's your faith shaped your leadership?
Yeah, I think 100%. I mean, and it's through, it's a variety of ways that happens. I think one is the Bible is filled with really great, there's some really bad guys in the Bible,
Mhm.
but there are some really great leaders in the Bible. And the one of the most noted is Moses, or you could jump up to David. Those are, I mean, even outside of the biblical world, people still look at those guys as great leaders. And so some of that is I think, shaped me. of learning from that. But a lot of it's just around other leaders that, you know, you spend time with them, you watch what they do, how they do what they do. I'm not a huge book reader. Like, I don't read books every day, but I read chapters or I read pages of stuff every day, probably my whole adult life. I'm a scan reader. And so I'll find something on somebody and I'll see something that really gathers my attention. And
You're a rabbit hole jumper?
yeah, you know, just that interests me on page 2, page 8, you know, I'm scanning it, but I find those golden nuggets of things and it just changes. And then now I find myself internet scanning and I do the same thing.
Mhm.
I find a subject matter I'm interested in and I might go to 50 topics and read a page on each one of them. And I think each one of those help shape you into the kind of leader you're going to be. And I also tell you that I don't think that ever stops. You don't become a leader and then all of a sudden you hit the pinnacle and you just, it's over. You know,
Right.
it just never, that doesn't happen. You always are advancing or you're probably not leading.
Yeah.
You're learning, you're constantly learning. I tell kids, I speak at a lot of schools. I'm chairman of the State
Education. Mhm.
Senate Education Committee. And so they'll say, well, come to our school. You come to our school. They always want me to read Dr. Seuss. So I love reading Dr. Seuss.
You gotta wear the hat. You gotta wear the hat.
I have worn the hat. I don't desire to wear the hat, but I'll tell the kids that are a little bit older, say middle elementary kind of age,
Mhm.
3rd, 4th, 5th grade, somewhere around there. And they'll say, what's the most important thing about your job? And my answer will be reading. And that's important. I'll tell them how important it is that you learn to read and read well.
I can't do it, Congressman.
No.
I don't
Oh,
read.
no, I read every day.
Not on that
And
level.
I attribute that to my mother. My mother was not a school teacher, but she's probably the best teacher I ever had. You know, I'm just like every boy, many boys, I guess. I want to go outside and play. Weather's great. Let's go play basketball. Let's go play football.
Roll the ball out there and let's
Go
go.
outside, let's go.
Absolutely.
And she had that, okay, you got your time this afternoon, but at this time, whatever that is, you're coming in the house, that's it. And I had to memorize my vocabulary words. I had to spell every word perfect over and over and over until it was unacceptable in my household to miss in math facts or to miss vocabulary or to get a 90-something on the spelling test. It had to be 100. That was it. And so she drilled it into me that I had to learn how to read and I had to have a good vocabulary and I had to learn how to spell and I had to do math facts. I mean, I competed for math facts in the 3rd grade. I
The
remember.
Math Olympics.
Yeah.
I did. I had, and it wasn't because I thought I was, it wasn't because I'm saying I was that great of a student. I was a good student, but I attribute my mother. I mean, that to her, she was investing in me to make certain that those things made the difference in the world. So that's what I tell our kids. When I go speak and read to kids, I'll remind them how important it is to read and learn how to read. Now here I am at this section of my life. All these bills that we go through, guess what?
You have to read a
It's
lot.
reading.
Oh, and it's not a bill. It's not a bill that comes
Oh,
on
no.
this sheet of paper.
No.
It's when they talk about on national TV, when they're talking about bills in Congress and things like that, it's 2,000,
2,000 pages.
36
Yeah.
pages. I'm like,
I'm like,
Yeah.
there's no way they read that.
Yeah, so
There's
I'm
no
like-
way.
Well, you know, the average bill in Louisiana is not 2,000 pages. I mean, that's exorbitant, but still, even if it's 5 to 7 pages, I mean, that's a significant document. And, you know, you're required to try to look at the different sections of law that you're amending a statute and you're repairing or fixing or changing something. It could be timely. It could be because the needs are changed. It's all kinds of things, a reason you do this. And if you're not reading, you can get caught when people ask you, well, why are you doing this? Well, what does this mean? And you look up and like, well,
Because it's not like you press that button that says yes or no, and then it's it.
most of the time we have to defend. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you in a committee meeting, you're usually presenting, and then they
And
can
then
ask
they'll
you any
remember-
kind of question.
They'll remember it down the
But
road.
look, on the House floor, when guys come into the House and visit, I hope they do. It's a great capital. I wish everybody would come.
The last time I visited, it wasn't that long ago, but it wasn't in session. So they're doing a lot of construction over
Yeah,
there
yeah.
too.
Exterior part, yeah. But I was gonna say that in the House, there's 105 state representatives. So when you're going and presenting a bill, you're standing up front. That it kind of looks like a church pulpit. It's kind of, we call it the well. So when you stand at the well, you're standing in front of a microphone, just like I am now, and all of that House members, 104 left of them, they can ask you any question they want, and they can ask you as many questions as they want. And I've gone 2 hours or more on a subject matter, one subject. And you're just sitting there, guys kind of laughing, bringing your bottles of water, you know. Not all of them are like that. Some of them are a matter of a few minutes and you move on. But some of them, it can be very, I mean, it can be
I think
difficult.
it was my daughter in 8th grade, St. Bernard. They go, a bunch of, I think, private schools go to the Capitol.
They do.
And they have to
It's
present.
the whole public. school.
Really? So
Yeah.
then she had to present a bill. She was so excited because it got passed, but she had to go in the, just like you said, and people would ask questions. And I think that was a really good experience.
It is. We do that at the old state capitol with a lot of the kids that are from
The
middle
youth
schoolish. We
legislative.
didn't have elementary school kids, but and the high school kids, they'll end up electing a governor and a lieutenant
That's what
governor.
they did.
and all those, and they'll present bills.
They get
and
so excited.
It's a lot of
about
fun. They
that.
love it. I speak to 2 or 3 of those every spring. They invite us in to speak to them about what we're doing. We're usually in session when they're there. So it turns out really good.
Y'all are in session now.
Yeah, we're in session right now. We're in 100 days. So we'll go through about the front end of June. And, every year we have to do a budget where it has to be a balanced budget. So we don't get to unbalance, go in debt like that. We have to have a balanced budget every year. Usually starts in about February when we're in a longer session like this one. And we review, I'm on Senate Finance. On the House side, it's appropriations. They're the money committees.
Mhm.
And you go through every budget of every agency in the state, all of them. And it's
That's a lot.
I would not be in charge of that.
That's a lot.
billions
Yeah.
of dollars. I think Medicaid's now to about 20 billion by itself.
I promised my
So
own.
we try to look at where we can shape the budget that's the most advantageous to the citizens.
Mhm.
And we've done pretty good about not advancing any more. It's always a challenge, but like we've got a flat budget this year. So we're trying not to spend any more than what we spent last year, which is very difficult. Some of the rules require you to cost of living things we have to take it out, but it's already in. So we have to actually cut it back to get it back to what we think is the right number. So it's a challenge, but if you love it, you love it. I love it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
On that topic, what issues in Louisiana need the most immediate attention?
Yeah, that's a good one. I think you ought to come to Capitol and ask that question. There'd be a lot of senators and representatives ought to ask that question, answer that question. I'm gonna say I would say one is infrastructure. We are so behind the curve. I know everybody's in congestion, and I get it. We want a bridge. It's every time we don't build it, it's another $1 billion we gotta have to come up with. But
Or
infrastructure,
another study on the bridge.
of
Yeah.
course,
We've been studying it for
that's what we do.
a long time.
Yeah, well, I would say infrastructure is, and we're making some advancement. We're spending billions of dollars on bridges and resurfacing and I-10, and now we're going to advance 12. One of the things we're looking at right now is
You did a little segment
I was on the side of the road.
on the interstate.
I was on I-12.
I saw that.
I had people that liked it because they were wondering if I was going to get run over or not. So
Oh,
it's when you're a politician, right? No, because that area out there, we're putting together a study that will take I-10, 12 split, and then 12 goes 3 lanes till it gets to about middle part of Livingston Parish, and then it's really dangerous. And then when you get to I-55, I don't know if you drive that very much, but it's
I do that every morning.
a very odd exit. Let's just say you're going east on 12. Well, the way you have to get off, the people are merging on the interstate while you're getting off the interstate. And it's very difficult to make that. So that whole thing needs to be completely redone and rebuilt. So we're going to look at and trying to put together the plan for that infrastructure from middle of Livingston Parish all the way to the Mississippi state line. I'm working on that now.
So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then some weekends, I leave Millerville
Oh,
and go to New Orleans.
Mhm.
But during the week, at 7:30 in the morning, I ain't going to the 10-12 split.
I hear you.
So I go 12 to 55.
Yep.
And so I drive that for at least 4 days a week.
Yeah.
I come home on 10 all the way.
Well, you know, 50.
But-
I drive 55. My district goes all the way to Mississippi.
We'll look at that in a
It's
second.
a very large district, and so I drive 55 all the time. And the 55 going towards Mississippi is a decent drive. It's
Yeah,
not
it's not
nearly congested like going the 10, 12. All of that is just
Yes.
moving. Well, because you got to think about it. It's going all the way to you're moving all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, and people are the trucks and the traffic and I mean they have to go through Baton Rouge. That's just it's tough.
Yeah, we got a couple people in our comments. LP Hat Company says, howdy, folks. That is Joe Kersey. He's normally a co-host, but he got hit with some big-time orders this past couple weeks, and he is a hat guy. He is hats, koozies. He made our hats. He
Nice
made both
hats.
hats on the table right there. That's our podcast hat.
yeah, they do a good job.
The other hat is my Bayou Brothers barbecue sauce hat. But
This is a good looking hat.
I like
it
that
is. Actually, both hats are going to be yours when you leave tonight.
Oh well, there you go.
Another to the
That's an
collection.
awesome hat.
It is.
I like that.
We just changed our logo. It's to that, but we're now purple and gold because we had to change our logo due to some legal stuff. Somebody said our logo was too close to theirs, so we had to
Adjustment.
change it a little bit. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but hey, we did it. But Joe Kersey, he's usually here. He every time somebody comes on, he ends up with another 15, 20 hat orders because he actually made her.
some.
He made her a hat. It's in that box.
Well, they're nice looking hats.
But
he does a good
and then
job.
Dustin in the comments, that's my brother. And then Holly Conrad, she's she owns a boutique in the Antique Village in Denham,
Okay.
which you can also find my barbecue sauce there. But one of those little antiques, Southern Beauty Scrubs and Boutique, right there. Joe says to open the box.
Oh, Mama.
Oh, open the box.
And she does, Holly actually does my embroidery for the shirts and different stuff. She does a lot of embroidery and other stuff. Joe says open the box.
Okay. It's a surprise.
I don't even know about it. He came here earlier today and just left it on the desk and said, that's for Taryn. Traveling with Taryn.
There you go. Look at this.
Oh, yeah, I see something pink.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is nice.
Yep, that's her logo, Traveling with Taryn.
Look at you. You are.
I don't know who travels more. That's actually his logo, LP Hat Company.
Yeah, these are nice.
Thank
Thank you.
But who travels more? Rick Edmonds running for office or traveling with Taryn?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's Cindy.
I'll try them once.
I had to send her to Bogalusa this week because I was in session and I was supposed to speak. And so I don't miss it. She's right. I don't miss. And so we have committee meetings, and I had told the ladies, I said, gosh, I'm, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or so, they said, would you come speak? And I said, sure, I'd love to. But I got to warn you, I don't get to control the exact committee schedule. And so sure enough, I was loaded with morning and afternoon committees. And it's just a little too far to be able to make the turnaround. And I couldn't miss my committee. I'm chairing the committee, so I couldn't
Yeah.
miss it. And
Can't have an empty chair at the committee meeting.
So I sent my substitute, and I was texted by one of the other candidates and said that she was my toughest competition. So that was a good compliment. So.
Shout out to our sponsors, Bayou Brothers Cajun Barbecue Sauce and Jambalaya Mix, pralines and hot sauce. And we have koozies and hats too, thanks to Joe. We are now in 44 stores
Wow.
and on Amazon. We are in at least one store in every area code.
We're gonna taste the sauce, huh?
You are.
Okay.
We have
I wanna make sure.
we have some boneless wings that we got from Walk-Ons, thanks to Walk-Ons. And
I will pull up for this.
I'm gonna have supper. I'm not just tasting.
Last summer, I went to California to visit my brother, and I bought one of those.
Oh, yeah.
And my brother's like, Taryn, that is some of the best I've ever had.
And so, thanks to Walk-Ons, Walk-Ons is gonna, got us some boneless wings. They're right next door. Ooh, I hadn't even opened it.
I'm gonna get her, we're gonna get everybody served up here.
Cause I'm starving.
Whoops. There we go.
Now, who made this?
The
Was it
barbecue
your
sauce,
secret?
I did myself.
Yeah, this
I
is
did.
your secret.
I can smell it. That's good.
Yes.
It is,
Mm.
All right. Kev, may I?
absolutely.
Okay. I come to talk a lot. I didn't know I was gonna get to eat.
Adam always has food.
Always.
Pretty good.
Oh my, this is tasting like one of the Shreveport favorites back in the day.
Really?
I think it's called, is it called East Kings Highway up there?
It is.
It's these Kings, but
So
should I say the name of it?
at Bergeron's
Mm-hmm.
on East Kings Highway,
Mhm.
you can find the barbecue sauce. It's also at another place up there.
Well, I know that I'm supposed to say it's good. Because I'm a guest on the show.
Adam, this is
But I'm
great.
proving it. I'm going to my second bite.
It's
I'm a
great.
food influencer. So
Oh,
you gotta
Really
do the
good.
whole thing where you like into
Mm.
the camera and
The money shot.
yeah, exactly.
Incredible.
That is great.
So July of 2024,
Mm-hmm.
I was grocery shopping in Rouse's, and I got to the seasoning aisle, and I was like, you know what? I know a few of these people. I've been in some cook-offs. So some of even our sponsors, they're in Rouse's. I'm like, I'm walking down the shelf, and I'm like, I know you, I know you, I know you. And I started thinking about it. I was like, you know, I know all these people, and I do a lot of the same things these people do. I go to the same cook-offs a lot of these people do. I'm thinking, I want something on the shelf. That's mine. But then I thought about it, and you look at Rouse's, and there's 250 Louisiana seasonings
Mm-hmm.
because everybody and their mama got seasoning.
Mhm.
And on my shelf in my house, I only use local people's seasonings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use Sloppy Mama and Tony's because I don't know Sloppy Mama and Tony.
Right.
But I have going to all these events, and Taryn knows
Met
most
a
of the
lot
people I know.
Yeah.
I only use their seasoning, whether it's stale cracker or whether it's hot rod, Ronnie, whether it's that's brandy,
Only Dan's.
only pans.
Only Dan's.
Brandy. There's Lafitte's,
Lafayette's. Mm-hmm. Lafayette.
Lafitte's pickles, the best pickles in the world.
They're
That's Hot Rod,
closest.
Rodney Melosa. That's Hot Rod's barbecue sauce as well.
Wow.
The two gift boxes are all of my stuff. Because I actually just came out with a gift box a week ago. And I'm doing a thing with realtors because I figured when I bought my house, my realtor gave me a closing gift.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know that there's a house in every city in the country, which means there's a realtor in every city in the country.
That's right.
So if I can get it out there to where realtors buy my gift box for the closing gift, then that can be better than being in Rouse's
There you go.
and other stores because it blows up in more and more places. And so far, I have, just in a week, I've had 10 realtors that have agreed to, when they have a closing, buy a box. And then I had one that actually used it yesterday. And so she added a LSU coffee mug and a LSU shirt or something like that. I can't see what it is. But and she bought the small box, and that was her first closing gift.
Well, if you would have used me for your realtor, I would have bought.
And the crazy thing, I was telling her earlier today that if on Facebook, since I posted the realtor thing, my whole algorithm is nothing but houses. And so I've been finding every realtor that I see on Facebook and sending them a message with a flyer in it. One from New Jersey, one from New York, one from wherever.
Might as well.
But if I send 1,500 out and get 10 or 12 people, Google says that an average realtor sells 12 houses in a year ish. For $50, 12 houses in a year, that's $600. If I get 10 realtors, that's $6,000. So that'll multiply quicker than grocery stores.
Yeah.
Because in our business, you have to find outside the box ways to grow, because you can only be in so many grocery stores.
Yeah.
Like I'm in 30 grocery stores in this area. So like after that, it's like you were saying, as a leader, it don't stop.
Yeah.
Like once I get into every grocery store, it don't just stop. So you got to come up with other outside the box ways. Oh, she wants some more.
I told you
Just
that
one more.
barbecue sauce is delicious. It's great.
It's
It really
really good.
And so I decided with 250 seasoning people, I didn't want to jump in the seasoning business.
Yeah.
Because that would not do me any good, because they've been at it a lot longer than me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I kept shopping, but I was thinking, and I got to the mayonnaise and barbecue sauce aisle, and I looked and saw that after the big four, whether it's Sweet Baby Ray's, Kraft, the Bullseye, like the big box brands are $2.99 at the store. There's only like 4 or 5 local people that do barbecue sauce.
I didn't know.
And I was like, I can compete in a 4 to 5 person market. And then if I wanted to get a seasoning later, my brand's established, so I can add a seasoning. So I went and played with a couple recipes and took some stuff out. Everything in that is Louisiana made. It's all Louisiana products.
Very good.
And it's actually now bottled in Rain, or is it Rain? Yeah, Rain. It was either Church Point or Rain, one of them little bitty times. But it's now, and so I got certified Cajun, certified Louisiana.
Awesome.
That is great.
And so we added a hot sauce and a jambalaya mix, and now we have a praline, which the praline is private label. It's not something I did. But when you go out to a music festival to have a vendor tent, how many people are going to carry barbecue sauce in their pocket at the festival?
Mhm.
And if you add koozies and pralines and other stuff, grab stuff, then you'd have a better chance at a festival. So we've come up with a few things, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Good for you.
Good.
Keep
it up.
It's on Amazon right now, so it's doing fairly well.
Oh, it's delicious.
It is,
It's a
and
good flavor, not too sweet.
I like it.
Like the heat.
Mhm.
and so now I'm working on getting. Actually, we're going to see Corey Kent tonight at the Texas Club, and one thing I've been able to do there with the Rogers twins that own the Texas Club is I go backstage and give each artist a little package. So if I can get on a bunch of different tour buses, that's another way of getting the word out.
That's right.
And if I can get one artist to post on their social media that they like the product, then sales will go out the box.
Yeah. Who
There you
knows?
go.
And you never know who
You
knows.
never know.
Word of mouth for sure.
There you go.
And at Crystal Specialty Foods, where I work every day, my main job, king cake season, I think, is it Kennedy who on Mardi Gras week has
He
all
has
the
them-
king cakes
yeah.
in his office?
Yes.
We send one up there to them, and I'm thinking maybe I can find a way to get some barbecue sauce up there too.
Barbecue sauce in the king
Oh,
cake.
he would love
Why
that. He would love that.
And so, life is about networking the same way you
Yeah.
do what you do.
That's right.
It's the same type of thing
Yeah.
on a different level.
Right.
And so, it's just watching how you do what you do, watching how artists do what they do. Everybody's on the same level, just doing different things. Back to what separates you from the other candidates?
What I have done in 11 years. And I don't want that to sound arrogant. I want it to be, I want it to be true, but I believe it's true. And I'll tell you why. When I ran for state representative, there was 5 candidates in the race, and you get the same kind of thing. Well, why should we vote for you?
Yeah.
And it's when you are not the elected person, you have to go prove yourself. And so I said to those guys, one of my first meetings, and it was in a big boardroom, and they set me down for an interview. And they said, well, sum it up. Well, I did. When I got to the final part, they said, I looked down at the end of the table, it was full on both sides. And I put my fist on the table and I said, I'll be the hardest working state representative you've ever elected. Well, a couple of them look at you like, well, thanks for coming, and they always like, oh, yeah, sure. Well, in 11 years, I haven't missed a day in the Louisiana legislature, not one. When I said to the people that I'm going to go and do their job, it's your seat. It's not my seat.
Mhm.
When you elect me to Congress, it's not my seat. It's your seat. And I take it that serious that I go and listen and learn to try to fix or advance the things that we need in the state of Louisiana. So when you look up at this particular district, nobody knows this district like I do. And I'm in it. I mean, I know.
There's a map of it right there.
I know that.
It's,
When I look at this district, and I'm talking about whether it's in the schools or the churches or the bayous or the infrastructure, I can't tell you how many things I've done in 11 years to go through to learn about this district. When it comes to flooding,
Mhm.
I have gone. Cindy and I we were in hundreds of homes in 2016 when people flooded. I mean, it wasn't like when people hear that outside of our area, they think, "Oh, flood." They don't understand. This is the
Yeah.
once in a
8 to 12
lifetime,
Yeah.
in hundreds of lifetimes of this that happened. People lost everything. People stacked their stuff at the street. You couldn't even see their house. We couldn't even get in the driveways, and we were helping them feed them. We did meals for several weeks in a row. We had hundreds and hundreds of volunteers. That's just one thing. But if you're not in it, it doesn't mean I don't want to have to do that, because that means devastation for so many families. But if you're in this, that's what you do. You serve the people, and you love the people, and you pray with the people. We stood on the streets with people that lost everything. They're sitting there. We're holding them while they're crying. Here's a lady that's sitting there in her home, and she has no money. She can't fix it, and she's lost everything. I mean, everything. Y'all understand it because you live in the area.
Went and worked
You're-
in those
you know,
houses.
You're looking at people. People think when water got in the house, they think, "Oh, water got in the house." Look at Bethany Church in Baker, Louisiana. There was 5 foot of water in the sanctuary. We had boats in the sanctuary trying to get stuff out. Well, that kind of thing is stuff that you can't go to school for that.
Mhm.
You can't, nothing wrong with going to school, but you can't go to school for that. That's experience that you offer. And I could just keep going down the line to say, this is why, that when it comes to areas of certain bills that I've worked on, whether it's education, we've gone from 50, when I got there, we were 49 to 50 in every education category, almost all of them. The only person that was not 49 to 50 was Mississippi. So if we were 49, they were 50. If we were, or flipped and everything. Now, on the latest education report card, and we promised this 11 years ago, that we would invest in the local school teacher in the classroom. outside of parents, can't be many more people more important to a life of a child than the local classroom teacher.
Yeah.
So we changed a lot of that environment for them. We eliminated things that needed to happen and change. We restructured. Well, we've gone from 50 to 32. And after COVID, in fourth grade literacy, at the recovery rate, we're number one in America, number one. And when it came to numerics, which is numeracy, which is the study of numbers, in fourth grade, I believe we're 16 in that category. So we're moving up the ladder in education, and that's just been a part of what I've been doing the whole. It's not all. I haven't done everything. I mean, but I can tell you this: in 11 years, I've been on education almost all 11 years, and now I chair that committee, and we're working through everything we can to make education for children, to invest in those kids, to make certain that they get as good at, much better than where we've been in forever. And we're working on it. We're working on that in the.
Is there something that you would like to change? Is there some?
So we are changing. Let me tell you one of the things we're doing. I have a bill that just came out of the Senate that when a college kid comes in right now, freshman, we wanted to make certain they graduated. Well, that was important. It was very important. But we didn't necessarily worry about what they graduated in, or maybe they got a degree, they couldn't get a job, or maybe they end up with a bunch of debt and they can't make enough money to pay it. So we are now involving every university, every technical school in higher education in the state of Louisiana. I'm assuming we'll pass out of the House and the governor's going to sign it, and he will. We're going to put into process a career alignment program. So every university president will have somebody on their staff that's going to be involved with every kid that signs up. And when they come in, they're not only going to look at what they can do to graduate, but what they can do to say, here are the jobs, here's what they pay.
Thank you.
Here's where you can go do, and this is putting them in the pathway of success.
That's
And to stay in
We're doing it right
very
now.
important.
And to staying in Louisiana. Don't
Really?
leave.
This will be the
Louisiana.
entire state of every university. We're doing this right now.
That's really important.
It's very important.
A lot of kids don't know they go for a degree, but they have no idea what are they going to make. What's their salary? Like you said, they
Yeah.
end up in debt and they can't pay it back
Can't pay
because
it
they're
back.
only making $20,000 on a $100,000 student loan.
Let me just tell you what really shocked me is I met with the head of the Board of Regents about 2 years ago. And she said to me, do you know of every kid that graduates from a university or technical school in the state of Louisiana? Think about it. Southeastern, LSU, Southern, Grambling, ULL, you just name them all. You name all of them. 40% of every graduate leaves the state of Louisiana. 40%. Now think about the untold millions of dollars that we're investing, tax dollars, state dollars, Fed dollars, in educating these kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then 4 out of 10, 40%, 4 out of 10 are somewhere else. And I looked up and went, that's unacceptable. We can't keep putting 4 out of 10 out and they leave the state. We got to stop this. Some kind of way we've got to, some of the kids said to us, you got to go to the kids. They said, well, I can't find a job, or I can't get a job, or I can't. And we said, economic boom is hitting right now in Louisiana like never before. We've got $100 billion worth of investment going on in the state of Louisiana. It's crazy. So we've got to get a workforce lined up for these good jobs. All these meta jobs that's coming into, the steel that's coming into Donaldsonville and LNG that's in Lake Charles. They're great jobs out there. I mean, I'm talking about making several $100,000, or you can be a welder and make $95,000 to $150,000. A good job, great job, career job. That's what they feel like they want to do. Everybody's not going to go to college, and I wish they would. That's fine. I'm not against that.
Yeah.
I went to college. I wouldn't change a thing, but every kid's not going to go to college. They've got to be put in a path of success.
I agree.
And so I'm adamant about that. And I am working diligently with others to make certain that we get this done. We're going to get it done. And we're going to see that number, that 40% go down. And we're going to see these people get out of their school, have a job. They're going to know. We're going to drop this down. I did this in charter school just this week. We're going to start offering that in charter schools. We're going to try to get it in all the public schools, but we're going to have it that they start doing it in K through 12. So let's just say an 8th grader looks up and says, "Well, Mom, I really want to be I will use the word welder again, because I mean it could be anything. To be a plumber." Well, it's almost like we acted like, and I don't want to offend anybody. I don't. But it's almost like there was a whole gap in time that we said, "Oh, if you don't go to college, you're going to be a plumber."
Yes.
Well, what's wrong with being a plumber?
We need plumbers all
I
the
mean,
time. Isn't there?
Well, if you don't go to college, you're going to, it sounds like I'm against going to college, and I'm not against going to college. But what if that
Should be
child
forced.
was designed to be an electrician?
Yes.
And that's what they love and want to do. Well, they could go be great electricians. Well, we're building factories and stuff all over the state of Louisiana. For the next decade, 20 years, we're going to need a lot of people that do those jobs. And what about people that move dirt and move rocks and build parking lots? And I mean,
We
we
don't
finally
have
got development going on in Louisiana. I mean, it's crazy good. Well, we got to keep these kids with good jobs. They become taxpayers. They're home. You talk about realtors. They buy homes. It just makes sense. And hopefully they'll be happy Louisianans. I love Louisiana. I mean,
People talk down on the state so much about getting out of here. I'm like, I don't want to live anywhere else.
I love Louisiana.
I've lived in 3 houses and they've all been 15 minutes apart.
We love Baton Rouge, but I love multiple parts of Louisiana. You can get up early and go fishing in Louisiana. It's like it's like going back in time, and it still exists like that. Or you can go. I grew up hunting in the woods, and I just know that the love of the land and the love of the people, the fun that we get to have. It's amazing. It's amazing people. They're very friendly, very genuine people. And the things that Louisiana produces, when you think about the rural areas and all of the sugar cane and the rice and the soybeans and the cotton and all, and then you look at the forestry part of this district that we're in, and you're talking about I met with folks last week that are, they're loggers. And, their whole life, they've been loggers. And I met with I met with a guy last week, his whole life, he's been a sugarcane farmer. And I got another one wants to meet me, and this is what he wants to do. He doesn't want to do anything else. He wants to be a sugarcane farmer. Well, great. He's happy in legacy. And Louisiana has that. Like some states don't have that. We do.
Yeah.
So, I love Louisiana. I'm hoping that those things, because you asked that question, I had to stop talking long enough for you to ask another one. But, I really believe that my preparation over this 11 years has placed me in a category that I'll have a lot to learn, like anybody would if you send me to Washington. But I really believe that where I've been placed for 11 years is not by accident. I believe that I've been providentially prepared, and I believe I can be effective day one. I believe that.
On that topic, when you get to Washington, what's the first thing you tackle?
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to infrastructure, because I really believe I hear that so much, and it's varied. My heart beats a couple of different ways, and so I've said something about that. So I'm going to take the other category, and that is, I consistently try to support law enforcement. Another bill I have this go around, I've had it more than once, is a bulletproof vest for law enforcement officers. Think about it. I've never felt called to be a law enforcement officer, and I don't apologize. I just felt called to do something else.
Yeah.
But man, some of these men and women, when they get up in the morning and they put on their uniform and they hit the road, they may not be certain that they'll ever come back to their families again. And unfortunately, there are some, not daily, but far too often, that do not come back home. And I've been there. We had a sniper several years ago back that came into Louisiana and shot 4 or 5 of our officers. And man, if you went to the services with the families, I mean, it is heart-wrenching. And so you fall in love with these families that they sacrifice not a great paying job. I mean, they could make more money doing something. It's like a school teacher. You make more money doing something else. But teachers and police officers and firefighters, they're some of the best.
They
Yeah.
do it because they want to.
They do. They want to serve people. And yeah, I hear people, sometimes nationally we see on the news, there'll be some, there's always a knucklehead in everything. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's always somebody that you can capture and say, oh, well, look at this. That's what law enforcement is. Some of the best people I know are law enforcement. They're deputy sheriffs. My seatmate for 8 years.
When ICE went to the airports and everybody found a way to, the only pictures you saw of them at the airports are them leaning on the counter.
Yeah.
Like, you think they leaned on the counter all day? No, but the reporter was there with their camera, and the second you lean on the camera, lean somewhere, look what they're doing. They're not helping.
Hey, so when I was elected at 15, so you get to choose a seat where you didn't want to sit. They just asked you, where do you want to sit? And most of them are taken when you're brand new.
Yeah.
And right in the center of the house was a seat right on the aisle. And they said, you want that seat? I said, I want that seat. And the guy that was right next to me, I'd never met him. His name was Tony Bacala. Tony's in Ascension Parish, and I sat beside him, seatmate, for 8 straight years. Just so happens, he was a chief deputy for Ascension Parish. One of the smartest guys you'll ever meet, one of the hardest working men you've ever known, genuine, loyal. You couldn't have a better friend than Tony Bacala. So when you're around people like that, it impacts you. You ask me, what would I do? Well, I want to make certain that our law enforcement officers have the pay they need, the equipment that they need, the training that they need. I think that's vitally important we've got to get the crime rate better. We have been, over the past 4 or 5 years, we unfortunately have arrived at too many categories that we don't want to be. We don't want to be in the top 10, and we found ourselves. New Orleans has found themselves in that. Baton Rouge has found themselves. We're working hard to get that number down. But
It's interesting. Alexandria has too, and that's kind of weird.
Shreveport as well.
Shreveport,
Shreveport.
That's Caddo Parish, and it's just unacceptable. Our families need better protection than that. It's just not fair. Black, white, brown, doesn't matter. Male, female, young, old. We have families that want to have a peaceful, happy life, and they can't do that if they don't feel safe. I'm working on school safety bills. I'm constantly working on safety for children in schools. To me, that is
That's been a big thing lately too.
and we just studied that. I created a task force, and we studied it for 1 solid year. I brought in vendors from all over the country of every kind of product that's out there that we could look at to say, how can we make, even through products, whether it's a camera or a particular door that you can't break down, or systems of alarms or fencing or whatever it is, all kinds of things that we can do better. Now, you can't stop maniacs.
No.
I mean, you can't eliminate crazies. None of us can, but we can do better. And some of those are tax dollars, investment dollars, business dollars that we need to make certain that our kids are safe. And it all started, by the way, that started with a group of students that I met with. I can't take ownership for this task force. Their issue is that they wanted to feel safe in their high school. And they caught my attention. And so I went and met with state police and some architects as they were saying, here's the way we have to start building schools that we can work forward. And I worked with those students and now with leadership all over the state for the past, been about 15 months. And we're offering a bill as well this week that'll come before the Senate Education Committee that's moving forward in some assessments on how we can look at every public school and private school in the state, and how we can make an assessment saying, here are the things you need to do to be safer at these schools to protect our kids. So I'm hoping my colleagues will pass that bill.
That would be
I'm
nice.
lobbying them now on your podcast that
As a
I'm going to
parent,
present
that's
that. I'll present that Wednesday afternoon at the Senate Education Committee. And then I hope that we'll get favorable passage and move it out of the Senate, and the House will pick it up and Governor will sign it. So Governor Landry, I'm hoping you're listening.
Yeah.
I need the signature on this one, protect our kids. They're great kids.
So we are right at 8 o'clock, and we're going to wrap up. But last thing, why should people trust you with their vote?
Well, I would say this, you know, I told you that I was a hard worker, but this is what I say to people everywhere I go. I love my wife. I love my kids. I love my grandchildren. I love the Lord. And I am a guy that's going to work hard, and I'm not going to embarrass you. You're not going to see me on the front page of any newspaper that's going to be where I am an embarrassment to the state of Louisiana or to the nation. You're going to say, that's my congressman, and I'm proud he's my congressman. I won't let you down.
One answer. Well, we look forward to the election coming up, May 16th.
May 16th.
May 16th.
Make an early vote, May 2 through 9.
2 through 9.
Yes, sir.
I will definitely be probably one of the early votes, but you definitely have mine,
I
and
appreciate it.
you've always had mine,
Thank you.
and I will support and help out in any way I can moving forward.
It's great.
But a quick shout out to our sponsors, since I haven't gotten to them yet. Kyle Stewart with Southern Rollers. His coffee mug is right up front. He is a guy that wants to show people that just because you're disabled doesn't mean that your life stops. And so he went on his first turkey hunt last week and actually got him a turkey and in his wheelchair.
Excellent.
And
I like that.
Kenyon Bankston at Southern Boys Outdoors in Hammond took him on a trip, and he's made hats and shirts and stuff just to show people. I actually got him when LSU baseball played Dartmouth earlier in the year. He got to go to the game, and that was his first LSU game. But he's going to come here. He's been on our show virtually a couple times, but he's going to come here because he always wants to show people just because I'm disabled,
That's right.
I'm still going to do what I want to do.
Sure.
And
Excellent.
so Joe Kersey with LP Hat Company, he has a free kids fishing rodeo coming up in Livingston at the Lakeside RV Resort, June 13th from 7 to 11. We're actually going to be there. Snow Candy has donated the jambalaya, and Bayou Brothers is donating all the water, 250 bottles of water for all the kids for their fishing rodeo. There'll be vendors there. But if anybody wants to support it, and it's teaching kids, everything's free for the kids, and the jambalaya is free, and everything else. There will be other vendors there and other food there if you wanted to purchase it. But raffles, and I'm sure we'll have a gift box up for raffle. But it's on Frost Road in Livingston at the Lakeside RV Resort. This has been a big thing recently about NIL and how the money, the revenue share and all that works. I'm in a group that supports LSU baseball, and there's been a big fan push to donate to the LSU baseball team to help them out. And so join the coaches committee. I'm on the baseball coaches committee at LSU. But since they're right down the road, Jay Johnson's one of the best baseball coaches in the country, so we want to make sure he has what he needs to succeed. Hot Rod Creole. Hot Rod has a whole line of products. He's got a new food truck that is going out, but he's got barbecue sauce, garlic butter, biscuit mix, tequila lime, hats, jambalaya mix, all the different things. Seafood boil. The seafood boil is up there too. That's one of the best seasonings that I use. That's incredible. It's garlic butter. It's kind of like a mix between a lemon pepper and a garlic. It's so good. I season it on chicken thighs and throw it on my smoker, and it's so good. She just dumped the whole thing out.
Just a little. Just a little.
You can. It don't matter to me.
We trying everything.
But Hot Rod Creole, it's the way to Creole.
Good.
Gymnastics, big shout out to the gymnastics team. They're headed to the final national championship. It's going to be next weekend in Fort Worth, Texas. Looking to see Jay Clark and the girls get their championship. They get close all the time, and they won one a couple years ago. So we need them to do well and get back to a national championship. Brandy with OnlyFans. She has a salsa that is called Too Hot for Your Ex.
That's good.
It's good. She has 3 different seasonings. One is called BJ seasoning. It is a bacon jalapeno. She's got a seasoning called the WAP, which is a wild all-purpose. And then she's got a no-filter seasoning, which is similar to like a dried Trinity. But yeah, Brandy is a plant work. She runs a project manager for one of the plants. And so she's been working in Texas a lot, so she hasn't been here. She always brings us food. Brandy, I had to go to walk-ons to get food today because you're in Texas working. But she's a go-getter, and her white chocolate pralines and all that, her line is so good. Bayou Brothers, if you're a realtor or if you're not a realtor and just want a gift box, we have 2 different gift boxes. A $25 gift box, which has one of each of our items, and then a $50 gift box, which has one of each of our items and a few other things. But it's called the Bayou Tailgate Box and the Mini Bayou Box. That's a new thing that we just started. Our barbecue sauce is in 44 stores and on Amazon. Around here, it's in all the Oak Points. It's in the Canes in Springfield, Albany, and Livingston. It's in Carter's in Denham and Walker. It is in Ralph's and Lamandola's in Gonzales. It's in all the Chris's specialty foods. It's in a few Ace Hardwares, Tremonti's, and a few other places.
Good for you.
I looked at the map where all the products are, and I'm like, it's just
Kinda like
one big circle
It's
in
like a
back.
congressional map.
Very much so. That's actually kind of how I got the idea of doing a little map. So when you go to our website, click where the locations, you see a big map, and you got to scroll in to see what's closer to you. Bayou Country Business Expo. This is ran by Adriana Austin, Josh Austin, who won the Jambalaya cook-off at Cooking with Central last week. They are putting on this Bayou Country Business Expo, which is basically, it's at Cooking in Central also. It is local vendors, networking, food trucks. Connor Martin will be there. Stone Sober will be there. Chase Tyler's closing it out. Vendors, food trucks. Bayou Brothers will have a vendor table there. LP Hat Company will have a table there. But it's a thing in Central where she's putting together like a local business expo to where you can see all
judged
the.
the jambalaya last
He
week.
did. I was actually there on Friday night watching Mason shows and Chase Tyler perform.
The jambalaya was amazing.
It was.
It's really good.
I had what he cooked the night before. He was cooking some chicken over red sauce, but it was amazing. Anything Josh cooks is amazing. I've known Josh for a long time, and he's buddies with the United Cajun Navy in their group, and they do a lot of cooking for a lot of people. But June 6th from 12 to 9, there will be a Bayou Country Business Expo out at Cooking in Central. Lafitte's Pickles, the best pickles in the world. If you don't believe me, try it. They are out of West Monroe. Joey Fletcher and the boys do an outstanding job. They have a sweet pickle. They have pickle relish. They have candied jalapenos. And I had the pickles here. That's the sweet pickle relish.
Sweet pickle relish.
I had the pickles here, but it's now an empty container, so there's nothing left in it. I got to get Joey to give me some more. Thomas Kane is in a lot of places, a lot soon. He is all over the map. He's at the Strawberry Festival this weekend. He'll be in Ponchatoula next week, and then back in Tickfall. He's about to go to Vegas soon, and he's one of the best local live musicians in the area. We're actually collaborating and coming up with a new product soon. We haven't announced it yet, but it's coming soon. but Calabrill Thomas, he's going on a cruise next year. One of those music cruises where you can hang out with him and 4 or 5 shows a day or whatever. And he's been advertising that. Chase Tyler will be at the St. Jude. Well, this weekend, the Cattle Barons Ball in Alexandria. Our Friends on the River this weekend, which I'll be there for that one. Cattle Barons Ball in Alexandria, the St. Jude Church Fair, the Bear Fair, and the St. Joan of Arc Fair in Laplace. Chase Tyler, his song, Louisiana is My Home, is the closer of the podcast. And he's actually got a show coming up May 8th, which is he's doing a 90s country night at the Texas Club with Marty Rayburn of Shenandoah. So Chase and Shenandoah are doing a not a duet, but they're playing all of Shenandoah's hits and then all the other 90s country hits at the Texas Club coming up. So there'll be more information about that. And last but not least, May 16th is Election Day. Your voice matters. Your voice counts. Your vote counts. Vote for your future. Vote for your community, and vote for Louisiana. Don't sit this one out. May 16th, you said early vote is the 2nd through the 9th.
2 through 9.
2 through 9. And we voted at the little fire station, St. George Fire Station,
Yeah.
right there. But yeah, if you're in district, well, if it's just this district, it's a special election, isn't it?
No, it's a regular
It's a
election.
regular
So
election.
you'll have the United States Senate election on that. You'll have our congressional on there. You'll have a Supreme Court justice race on there. And
St.
in St. George, you'll have the St. George School, independent school,
I've been seeing a lot.
Which is a state vote.
Yeah,
statewide vote.
I've been seeing a lot of that lately because I live out there.
Yeah.
So I live down the street from Woodlawn off of Behringer Foreman. So yeah, I see a lot of
A
that.
lot of it.
And I see David DeLucia talking a bit about it as well.
Yeah.
But he's a good friend of mine as well. But
Good guy.
so next week we will have who just came over from McNeese to be an assistant. He was the AD at McNeese, and he is now the assistant AD at LSU.
I saw that.
He will be here on the show next week to talk a little bit about the inner workings of an athletic department, because there's a lot that goes on that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
And how the money works, and how it's divided up between all the different sports and the different things that they're dealing with in an AD, which is very similar to a lot of stuff you're dealing with, just on a different level. But Heath will be here next week. We are taking off the week of the 23rd. That is Jazz Fest weekend, and we're vendors at Jazz Fest. My day job, Chris's Specialty Foods, will be doing crackling and chicken crackling at Jazz Fest. So I won't be here. I'll be in New Orleans at Jazz Fest. But then May 30th or April 30th, Kendall Schaefer's wife, Brittany Insminger Schaefer, who's a DJ at Tiger 100.7. She'll be here on April 30th. May 7th, Chef Michael Johnson, the executive chef for LSU, that cooks for the athletes and comes up with diet plans and for all the athletes on campus. He'll be here on May 7th. And then Skip Bertman and Joey Bertman, him and his daughter, will be here sometime in May and June also. So we got a busy month coming up, but don't forget May 16th, vote time.
Vote time.
Let's get Rick to Washington,
I appreciate it.
and we'll make sure we get some barbecue sauce up there too.
I'll take a case with
We'll
me.
take it.
We got it. Well, thank you, and we will see y'all next week.
Thank you.
come from Louisiana, from the banks of the Pontchartrain. I was born in an old houseboat in the eye of a hurricane. I've been all around this great big world, but no matter where I roam, I'll always come back to Louisiana, 'cause Louisiana is home. People stop and ask me where it is that I come from. I tell them I am so down south, even the Mississippi's scared to run. Oh, from Bourbon Street to Baton Rouge, from Malibu to Thibodeau, I'll always come back to Louisiana, 'cause Louisiana is home. We got cypress stomps and Salisbury corn, jambalaya and Fado dough. New Orleans blues and Mardi Gras too, and the bars they never close. Now you can take me away from this bayou state, but I won't be gone too long. And I'll always come back to Louisiana, 'cause Louisiana is home. Can take me away from this bayou state, but I won't be gone too long. And I'll always come back to Louisiana, 'cause Louisiana is my home.